What's good, HPP fam? Welcome back to another episode. Picking up the camera after lunch today. Let me show you what we got going on. Boom! 2022 Jeep Gladiator with the diesel. We are doing a rough country 2.5-inch lift on this joker. So as you can see, got some Vision wheels. I think these 33s or 35s? These are 35s.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got a 35 by 12.5 on a 20-inch wheel. So these are going to look really sharp on this thing. Here's the OEM wheels for those who don't know what they look like. But we've got the front suspension on, the back suspension on. We are currently working on the front stabilizer, the dual steering stabilizer. Once we get all that tight, we'll be able to put the wheels on and wrap this joker up.
A few moments later.
Let me take you guys outside and walk you around our Jeep. Bam, there it is on the 35s, looking sharp. So take you up front here. As you can see, we've got our front steering stabilizer, we got our new shocks, new sway bar end links, new springs, all that stuff. Whew. Baby, looking sharp. And then same in the rear. We've got our spring spacers and our new shocks. And that's all you need to fit 35s on these things. You don't have to do this exact setup. You could just do the lift blocks, the 2-inch rubberized blocks that go in the stocks locations. But this customer wanted to take it a little step further and make sure it still had the same quality of ride, so we went with a little bit nicer components. The whole kit is from Rough Country that's on this Jeep, but I think it turned out great. So Mero should be on his way here soon to pick up his Jeep. And walking back in the shop, we have started our next project. We got Austin's Mustang on the lift, and as you can see, John's tearing out the exhaust system. We are putting an H-pipe and a aftermarket exhaust, not a new, a gently used unit. We'll call it that. And then this car doesn't have the performance pack, so we're gonna put the bigger Brembos on it as well while it's here, and some steel braided brake lines. So as you guys can see, we've got our Mustang wrapped up. It's on the dyno. Them big old Brembos looking good in the front. New rotors all the way around, new pads all the way around. We've got our exhaust system on as well too. So we're gonna go ahead and start making some pulls on this thing, see what kind of power it makes, and get it on back to our customer. This thing's, like I said, pretty much stock. It's just catless, H-pipe with Roush mufflers on the back. So also, let me step outside. Our 300 is all together. We are lacking the intake air temp sensor bung for the intercooler piping. But other than that, we got our Torqstorm reservoir in yesterday, so we got that installed. Everything else is looking good. So this car will probably hit the dyno this afternoon. We'll go ahead and build the intake for it and start tuning it, because we can tune it without the IET. We'll just account for it later once it gets put back in, but we'll zero those tables out and we'll just tune it until we get the part, which it may come in today or it'll be in tomorrow. Either way, we can still get the tune pretty much dialed in without it. Just for shit and giggles, as you see, we pulled out the paper filter. We're gonna go ahead and make another run. No, not as much gains as I would have assumed. But as you can see, like, there's a good section right in here that looks a lot better. It looks like it picked up 3 horsepower and 2 foot-pounds of torque. Between runs, we're just removing the paper filter. So we're gonna make some more changes, sprinkle a little more timing in this thing, and see where it ends up. So as you guys seen yesterday, we made a few tugs on this thing and we were running into some issues, and if you guys want to check that out, as you can see, that's a big old booty gap, which is no good for boost. So we're going to tighten the gap on the plugs on this thing, put her on back together, and make some more rips. So guys, we're gonna end the episode off here. Our Torqstorm 300 made 568 horsepower. So pretty close to 600, that's what the customer was looking for. And you guys will see it next week because we have to still drive it and make sure the drivability is great on it before we give it back. So you guys will probably see it next week and I'll show you the graph. But until then, have a wonderful day. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.